All right, 1101s, okay, plural. All right, I'm talking right now to the St. Augustine class, which takes place from 9 to 9:50, and I will alert you when I'm talking to you. And then we are talking to the Orange Park class that meets 1:40 to 2:55 Tuesdays and Thursdays, okay? We're both on the same track, basically. The Orange Park class has a few modifications, a few additional things that they do. But here's where we are. Remember, we left off before all this hullabaloo happened with the Jonathan Swift A Modest Proposal. And Orange Park, okay, you guys, that Thursday, the 12th, were able to get together in groups and do the group assignment that I had intended to do for both 1101s. You guys did that and you turned it in. So way to go. I'm going to grade that this week. Grades will be in the grade book. Grades have been updated, by the way. There were some outstanding assignments that had to be entered. I'm up to date, except for St. Augustine. I still have to grade your assignment. We'll get there in a second. But still talking to Orange Park here. You did that group assignment. Okay. Good. All you got to do now, and this is St. Augustine too, is for this week, and I understand that the college has extended spring break to encompass the week of this week, the 23rd through the 27th. But frankly, I'm not assigning anything big, backbreaking work here, okay? So I don't really see the need to lie on the hammock and rock back and forth for another week. Of course, that's not what we're doing in this state of pandemonium we're in here. But what I'd like you to do is go to Pages, okay? And you're going to see the next couple of essays, argumentative, classical, rhetorical essays that I had intended for us to tackle what would have been this week in class, okay? And it is Frederick Douglass's essay, Reconstruction, an oration, actually, that he gave to Congress following the Civil War, following Abraham Lincoln's successor, Andrew Johnson, who's regarded as the worst president in history, or one of them, okay? And Frederick Douglass is addressing Congress and telling them that the conditions that led to the Civil War are starting to creep up again, okay? So here's what we do to avoid that, okay? That's what his essay is devoted to, okay? And when you guys read that essay, I want you to think, and I'll probably assign this as something you'll have to turn in next week, the week beginning the 30th, okay? But just think about it. Some cultural critics today in 2020 argue that America now is in what's called a cold civil war in terms of culture and politics, that we seem to be so divided today, depending on who you talk to. Maybe you believe this, maybe you don't. But there are some social commentators, cultural critics today, who say that, left and right, Democrat, Republican, liberal, conservative, that we're so divided, we're having trouble just talking to each other as Americans, okay? Do you guys see that? Do you buy that? Do you know of any instances in life? Have you ever seen anybody come to blows over politics or culture or anything like that? I'll tell you what, you could certainly hop on YouTube and see a lot of fisticuffs with different political factions in America today, okay? Do you think, after you have read Reconstruction, do you think America today is in a cold civil war? And what we mean by cold civil war is we're not necessarily, North and South, running into each other with muskets, blowing each other apart. And that's what happened in the Civil War. More Americans died in that war than any other war combined, naturally, because it was a civil war in America. Americans died. Those were the combatants, North and South, okay? But do you think that could happen again? Do you think another physical civil war could actually take root from this current cold civil war? Okay, if you buy the premise that we are even in a cold civil war, okay, do you think that we could start, or maybe we are, becoming violent with each other over our political and cultural disagreements? Okay, and it's an argument. It's a position you have to take, okay? It's either yay or nay, and why, okay? I'm going to form that question. I'll probably have a ditto, something in Canvas, a little more clearly articulated with clear expectations next week. But just start thinking about that right now as you read Reconstruction. Also, what I have posted in Canvas is the final piece of rhetoric I wanted to look at before we start looking in the book, Everyone's an Author, on argument and persuasion, is the Friends, Romans, Countrymen, Lend Me Your Ears speech from William Shakespeare's play, The Tragedy of Julius Caesar, delivered by Mark Antony. His oration about Caesar, and he does it in kind of an ironic way, saying that I am here to bury Caesar, not praise him. But does he, in fact, praise Caesar? Okay, he was his friend, his confidant, after Caesar is slain by Brutus, Cassius, Casca, and the others. There's kind of a split in Rome at the time. And Mark Antony is trying to tell the Roman people, hey, Caesar loved you guys. He was good to you. Sure, you might qualify him as a megalomaniac or a dictator or a tyrant, but he did everything in your best interest, okay? And I posted the video there from the movie, I think it was in the 70s, and the speech is delivered by Charlton Heston, a famous actor. He was in The Ten Commandments, Planet of the Apes, and in this movie. And I think he just does a brilliant job delivering the speech. You could find the speech and the little snippet of Friends, Romans, Countrymen from the Poetry Foundation in Pages, in Canvas, okay? You'll see Friends, Romans, Countrymen by William Shakespeare, okay? And you just click that, and you'll see the video link. Above that, you'll see the link from the Poetry Foundation, okay? So really, all I want you to do this week, two things. Read Reconstruction by Frederick Douglass. Ask yourself, start thinking about, is America today in a cold civil war? Do you agree with that? Okay. And could that cold civil war lead to a hot civil war, kind of a civil war part 2 from the 19th century to the 21st century, okay? Then read the little snippet of Friends, Romans, Countrymen and look at the video, okay? And kind of ask yourself, how is Mark Antony's oration, speaking to a group of people, how is that an effective mode of argumentation, okay? Just think about how effective it is when you are in front of a group of people and you are delivering this rousing speech, okay? How is that effective? And you could think about it in terms of ethos, pathos, and logos, okay? So I'm going to have clear-cut expectations for an assignment. I'll roll that out with next week's video. This week I'm just staying in touch with you guys, asking you to read. Now, St. Augustine, this is directed towards you, okay? We didn't get in groups Friday the 13th because too few of us showed up, which I could kind of understand. So there were just a few of us there. So I asked you all to do the Amatus Proposal assignment. I had assigned it as due on the 18th, Wednesday, but I think I've extended it to today, the 22nd, if I'm not mistaken. So, St. Augustine, I should have your, as of you all seeing this video right now, I should have your Amatus Proposal assignments turned in, okay? Excuse me. And also what I had assigned for this week during spring break was that They Say, I Say assignment, okay? So that is due as of you all watching this video. Now, I will say this. I am fully aware that given the hubbub of the past week or so, couple of weeks now, that some people might need extensions or maybe haven't turned these things in. We will cross that bridge when it comes, okay? But as of right now, that They Say I Say assignment, due the 22nd. You guys are looking at this video. It's the 23rd, Monday, okay? So you should have turned it in, okay? If you need an extension, if you have an issue, if your world has been completely rocked by this thing, the pandemonium surrounding the coronavirus and whatnot, let me know. Reach out to me via email, and I will work with you, okay? So, read your Frederick Douglass and your Shakespeare this week. You've completed the They Say I Say assignment, as of you all looking at this video, okay? St. Augustine, as of you all seeing this video, you've turned in the Immodest Proposal assignment, okay? Orange Park, I don't have an inquisitive assignment due this week. We'll resume that next week, okay? So, I'm going to leave it there. You could expect a video like this every week in Canvas. Remember, we looked at our announcements every week? We'll have a video announcement in there from now till the end of the term, okay? Just like this, okay? So, guys, I hope you all are well. I hate it that I can't be there with you all. I really do. But things are as they are, okay? So be safe, be healthy, be well, and we'll soldier through this thing, and it'll all work out, okay? All right, guys. Bye-bye.